Alright guys, we're back with another subclass series video for the Cleric because there's so many.
We're still in the Cleric, yes.
The next one that we're going to be talking about is the Tempest Cleric.
Ooh.
Something that's a preferred favorite of this guy over here. So without any further ado, we're going to get right down to it. Alright, first up at level 1, you're going to gain bonus proficiencies. This is added on as heavy armor and martial weapons.
Yes.
Some of the other subclasses just gave you heavy armor. This one also gives you the martial weapons, so a little bit extra for the bonus proficiencies.
But you get in there and smash things while being a little bit more defensive as well. It's very nice. Also at level 1, you get a second ability, which is great. So good to get some nice variety early on with your early levels. But Wrath of the Storm just gives you a use of your reaction. A lot of subclasses are just begging for uses of their reactions. They just don't get them. If you get to take damage, you get to throw some back in their face, which is great. They have to do a dexterity saving throw if you choose to use it. It's 2d8 thunder or lightning damage back at them. You can use that time up to equal to your wisdom modifier, so normally up to 5 times. So, and it's, you know, per long rest, so it is per day, but it still gives you some variety to pump some damage back into there. Because with the heavy armor buff you do get, you'll probably be in the meat of stuff a little bit more. It's a nice little defensive buff back. On to my favorite ability that they get, and yes, you get this at level 2, which is just absurd. Which is, once again, biased opinion, because as he mentioned, what's my favorite? My main character is a Dragonborn Cleric, which is in the Tempest Domain, so I'm very aware of how this subclass operates. I love it. You get a new use of Channel Divinity, which, it makes me so happy. You get to cap your damage with lightning or thunder-based spells. Just, Channel Divinity, Destructive Wrath. Instead of you cast Expel, Lightning Bolt, Call Lightning, Thunder Wave, Shatter, all these, and there's more. This is just the shorthand of the list. Instead of rolling your damage, you just choose, like, oh, it hit 16 people with my Call Lightning in this tiny little area?
Yeah.
It's a little exaggeration. Everybody just take 30. No random number generations, no chance to it. Let's just, everybody take max damage. We had an encounter in our main story. Everybody's dead. Everybody's out of spell slots. We're fighting the young green dragon at the time. And the only thing I have left is use of Wrath of the Storm. And I was like, I haven't used my Channel Divinity yet. I auto-cap my Wrath of the Storm damage, and it kills the dragon, which is just awesome. Little dragon joy buzzer handshake to kill the dragon. It's fantastic.
Level 6, you get Thunderbolt strikes.
Yes.
Whenever you cast lightning damage, you can knock back a creature that's larger or smaller up to 10 feet. I don't know why it's not called Lightning Bolt Strike. It seems like that would make a lot more sense, but as we saw with the Nature Domain and some of the other ones, it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be fun.
But if it was me and I'm talking to my DM, which happens to be sitting next to me, I would be like, look, it's called Thunderbolt Strike. My Shatter does thunder damage. Can I not push them back? And he would probably be like, yeah, probably.
Situational.
Maybe. Maybe it's not like pushing him off the edge of a cliff to kill him. Just trying to back him up a little bit, you know.
There's always a chance.
You can have the point is,
you can certainly try.
You can certainly try. Ability of Divine Strike at level 8. You get to add 1d8 thunder damage to all your melee strikes. So you don't get the extra attack like some other classes do, because you are primarily a caster. But if you're crouched into some tight spaces, you're just trying to get in there and smash stuff, smaller stuff to save your spells and things like that, you do have the option of just beating face with an extra 1d8 thunder damage on all your attacks. Even better, it does scale a little bit. At level 14, it goes from 1d8 to 2d8. So if you're carrying a shield and a nice one-handed mace that does maybe 1d8 damage plus additional 2d8, so you're doing 3d8 damage just with a single melee strike, no spells needed. It's not like a paladin's ability where you spend a spell slot to do extra damage. It's just a nice flat passive damage buff to your melee strikes, giving you more versatility in how you do your damage.
And then, for your capstone ability, your level 17 ability,
giving a hint.
You get something called. Sorry, I'm soaking this and just letting this last for as long as it's called Stormborn.
Like Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen.
Basically.
Yes.
You become a blonde female. No. You gain the ability to fly.
Frickin' fly.
Equal to your movement speed. Whenever you are not underground or indoors. So you can't be flying around inside. But if you're outside, you can, fly to your heart's content. RP value, the combat value, and the overall class synergy value.
Yes.
So first up is the RP role-playing value.
Yes.
This class, and well, the subclass, doesn't really add or take away much when it comes to the Sharpay? When it comes to the RP value.
Right.
So we're just going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Yep.
Flumfree nose.
Yes.
So, again, nothing major for it, nothing major against it. Just kind of exists.
Onto the combat side of things, where without a doubt this domain shines to the absolute peak. I call my opinion biased, but I was able to convince him to step onto my side of the number for sure. Gave this thing 5 stars because every ability ties in well with being an absolute most versatile, masterful combat technician that a cleric can be. Both buffing the spells it gets, because most of the domain spells it gets access to do thunder or lightning damage. Being able to use your channel divinity to auto cap that damage, giving you a reaction that lets you do extra damage, being able to push stuff back, being able to fly and be mobile. All this stuff makes it one of the most complete classes to do anything you want to do. You want to be in there smashing face with your heavy armor, your martial weapons, and your extra damage with Divine Strike. You can do that. If you want to rain down thunder from the heavens and screw dice rolls and just say, I'm doing 30 damage to everybody inside of that lightning bolt, you can. The answer is basically yes to anything combat-wise with the Tempest Cleric, and it's why I give it 5 flumps.
Then last, we have the overall class synergy. We ended up giving this a 4.
Yes.
Now, while it does have good uses with the actual class itself, this subclass in and of itself has some of the most synergy, I think, of any subclass. All of its abilities tie in very well together.
Yes.
Being able to, like he was saying, fly around, cast lightning bolts, max their damage, push things back. I mean, everything works together very well. This is like probably one of the most well thought out subclasses, I think, the way how all the abilities really stay to the theme very, very well. Cleric, again, we've kind of talked about this a few times. It's one of the broadest, most open base classes of anything. That's why it has 7 subclasses. So its core class abilities are a lot more open. That's the only reason we didn't give it a 5, really. But the class subclass in and of itself is very synergistic, so we had to give it at least a 4. So,
guys, thanks so much for tuning in for our continued series. And yes, we still have to go through more cleric domains to get through before we go through the rest of the book. And I'm really enjoying doing this series. I think Jameson is too. Letting us go through and kind of see more of what these do, which I think maybe want to try some of these other domains in the future and other subclasses in the future for things. So
yeah, maybe you have an encounter coming up where you fight against 7 different clerics in one encounter, and they're all different subclasses.
That would be really interesting, actually, to see how that would operate. Dang it, him and his crazy mind. Okay, guys, yes, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the little bell, let you know when we post new videos. Leave a comment down below what you thought of the video, any questions you have for us, additional content you want to see within this series, and with D&D in general, any other stuff content on the channel. By all means, let us know. We want to give you guys what you want to see. And as always, thanks for watching.